All right, the new smartphone we are looking at is OPPO's flagship model Find X3 Pro, a masterpiece for the Find series' 10th anniversary. It's worth noting that the previous generation of this top flagship model, Find X2, won the EISA 2020-2021 Best High-End Smartphone Award, one of the world's largest consumer electronics awards. Considering how outstanding the last generations are, I can't help wondering what surprises can be found in the new model. When I picked up the phone, I was like, wow, it's so thin and light. I usually use iPhone 12 Pro Max, and I've also tried the previous generation Find X2 Pro. But this new model is obviously lighter than both. In recent years, the flagship phones haven't been satisfactory in weight control. They usually weigh 220 to 230 grams each, and would get as heavy as 250 grams if you put them in a phone case. The data I got shows that Find X3 Pro is one of the thinnest flagship phones on the market. It only weighs 193 grams, which is a total of 30 grams lighter than my iPhone 12 Pro Max. And that is about the weight of an egg. Obviously, the OPPO engineers have made quite an effort to lose the weight. Now, let's talk about colors. Find X3 Pro is available in two colors. The gloss black version adopts an artistic glossy design with a hyperboloid body, looking fantastic while giving you a strong futuristic sense and making you want to explore it. The blue version comes with a matte design, which gives perfect hand feel and ensures no fingerprints. As a popular color this year, blue is more in line with the general taste of younger generations. Then, there is the biggest highlight on the model's exterior design, the crater-shaped design at the back. Designers have put a concerted effort into Find X3 Pro's lines this time to achieve a unique fluid curve effect. From around the most protruding cameras to the most sunken frames are made from one piece of glass. This gives Find X3 Pro a contour curve formed in one go that has never been seen before with other products, making you feel that the camera module and the back are integrated. This integrated body design reminds me of bullet trains. Fast, elegant, and going towards the future. By contrast, those products with stiff lines are instantly overshadowed. Meanwhile, Find X3 Pro still keeps its IP68 water and dust resistance, so it's no problem to answer phone calls or watch videos while taking a shower. In addition to the visual impact and surprise, Find X3 Pro also fully considers the comfort of holding. I find that this model has the best grip in hand. Since there are no more seams or corners, it has a continuous curve in every spot and feels soft and smooth, and it is certainly more comfortable to hold. This is the advantage of curved and integrated design. To achieve such a top-level exterior design, more advanced crafting was adopted. The back cover of Find X3 Pro had to go through over 60 processes in total, which is very complicated. Among them, the most difficult is the crater-shaped design. Nowadays, most smartphones use glass back covers, but no manufacturers have ever dared to try a smooth transition from the back cover to the camera. We can see that the back glass cover surface is partially protruding with a considerable amplitude, and the bending conditions of the four sides and four corners are different from one another. This simply cannot be done with traditional hot bending process, while only a whole new hot forging process can achieve this effect, which is very similar to metal forging. For glass products, the process was originally only used to create unique artworks, and it was barely possible to achieve mass production. You can imagine how difficult it would be to apply the process to the production line of smartphone glass back covers. According to OPPO engineers, at the beginning, they gave up the process plan because the yield rate was very low. But on a second thought, they found it a pity to drop it. So they continued to make thousands of attempts and finally realized mass production. Judging from what my hands are feeling right now, these efforts are definitely worthwhile. After studying the external appearance, let's take a look at its internal hard power. First of all, its cameras are supported by a strong hardware configuration with an essential top sensor jointly developed by OPPO and Sony IMX766. This is a 1/1.56 inch plus 50 million pixel image sensor, whose 1 micrometer single pixel and 4-in-1 2 micrometer large pixels give it absolutely outstanding dark light performances. What's more, it has a killer feature, the all-pixel omnidirectional PDAF. Whether horizontal or vertical, each pixel can recognize the image information to speed up the focus and then achieve flash snapshot. You want to capture the highlight moment of an athlete scoring, or a commemorative moment of a child standing up for the first time? Find X3 Pro helps you record them clearly and timely. To my surprise, Find X3 Pro uses this cutting-edge sensor for both wide-angle and ultra-wide-angle cameras, making it the top dual primary camera smartphone in the Android faction. An unprecedented improvement can also be seen especially on the ultra-wide-angle end. Its 50 million pixels large sensor size enables this model to surpass the main camera of many mainstream models. In this way, when shooting large scenery or taking group photos, Find X3 Pro does not have the problems of image quality decline that other smartphones have when using ultra-wide-angle shooting. Instead, it maintains the same clear details and pleasant colors and caters to whatever needs you have. The next to focus is another dedicated camera added to Find X3 Pro. The micro lens, an unprecedented upgrade in the industry. It's essentially different from the previous macro cameras because the magnification is many times that of normal macro cameras. For details, let's see the effect directly, which is magical. In addition, the cameras have a very interesting function, the AI Color Master, which means it can learn the styles of specified pictures via AI, thus breaking the limit of built-in filters. It gets so easy for you to collect widely all the good colors and qualities and become a master of photography amongst your friends. Next is the highlight of Find X3 Pro, the 10-bit full-path color engine, which integrates the camera's screen and storage. In layman's terms, the entire process of camera shooting and recording, system editing and storage, and screen display and playback can all be done with 10-bit. Find X3 Pro is the first product in the Android faction to realize 10-bit full path management. Bit is a unit in the binary code. To make it easier to understand, you only need to know that 10-bit represents 1 billion colors when displaying, 64 times the number of colors of mainstream smartphones' 8-bit. How is 10-bit better than 8-bit? Mainly, the display looks more refined. In fact, there are infinite colors in nature, and the transition of gradient colors, such as the sky and petals, are very smooth without fault. If you display gradient colors with 8-bit, it's easier to find color fault in subtleties because the fineness is limited. But with 10-bit, there are more levels of colors that can fill the fault, and the visual effect will be smoother and more natural. Thus, the color fault is hardly seen. To make another analogy, the color pens we use actually follow the same rule. With 100 colors, we can draw pictures in richer colors than with 18 colors, making it easier to express ourselves. Last year, after Find X2 realized 10-bit display, the other major manufacturers also rushed to put 10-bit display on their latest generations of smartphones. Find X3 is one step ahead of others once again in utilizing 10-bit, building a 10-bit full-path color engine. Simply put, Find X3 Pro can directly perform 10-bit shooting, storage, editing, and display, which means all areas involving colors have a more accurate and a larger number of colors. By contrast, other smartphones that support 10-bit display can only display 10-bit colors on the screen when 10-bit picture sources are imported externally. Therefore, the user experience is much more limited. In the entire 10-bit path, the camera is playing a role as a collector of pictures, providing guarantee for authentic colors. The two primary cameras of Find X3 Pro support 10-bit shooting and recording. OPPO's engineers rewrote the Android bottom layer of this model to support the storage of 10-bit pictures and videos so that they can be successfully stored when shot and be directly displayed on the 10-bit screen. This way, the entire path is opened up. In addition to 10-bit, there's a lot about the Find X3 Pro screen that's worth sharing. First of all, Find X3 Pro keeps the legacy of top-of-the-line screens together with QHD Plus resolution, 120Hz refresh rate, 240Hz touchscreen sampling rate, high color accuracy, nature tone display, as well as O1 Ultra Vision engine. None of them are missing. On the other hand, hardware parameters are only the basis for OPPO. It's more important to transfer these parameters into a better experience for users. Now, let me show you two functions that I consider very practical: 120Hz dynamic refresh rate and image sharpener. First, we have the 120Hz dynamic frame rate. The higher the refresh rate of the smartphone, the smoother the user experience. But if the screen is kept at 120 Hz, it will cause too much unnecessary power consumption. And so, it requires the smartphone to intelligently match the screen refresh rate to different content. On Find X3 Pro, OPPO engineers added adaptive dynamic frequency conversion technology to solve these problems, enabling it to automatically match the required refresh rate between 10 and 120 Hz, keeping the screen and pictures in sync at all times, and automatically reduce the refresh rate at low demand and thus reduce power consumption, so that users can enjoy a longer period of smooth experiences. The second function I consider very useful is the image sharpener. This is the new feature of the Find X3 Pro's O1 Ultra Vision engine, with which a video of 480p resolution can be automatically upgraded to 960p. Whether you want to watch nostalgic old videos or videos with low resolution due to poor network or failure to charge your membership of a video platform, this top-level screen helps you get a clearer visual experience. Since the cameras require high image quality and AI, the screen needs high resolution and high refresh rate, and the entire smartphone adopts 10-bit full-path color engine. All of these require stronger hardware performance as support. Find X3 Pro uses Qualcomm's latest flagship platform Snapdragon 888. Combined with a strong memory of 12 plus 256 gigabytes to make all of this as easy as pie. To ensure that Snapdragon 888 can output powerful performance stably for a long period, the VC liquid cooling area of Find X3 Pro has increased by 28% compared with the previous generation, so that the body heat is well controlled and the phone can easily handle various large-scale games. Moreover, for this new generation of 5G flagship model, smooth online surfing experience is surely the optimization focal point. Find X3 Pro supports 13 5G frequency bands, which is currently the largest number in the Android faction. This is great news for those who frequently travel abroad. Wherever you go, 5G is at your fingertips. When it comes to charging, OPPO has always been a frontrunner. The wired charging of Find X3 Pro uses the well-known 65-watt SuperVOC 2.0, so it only takes 10 minutes for the phone to be 40% charged. This means if you start charging your phone when you wake up in the morning, by the time you leave home, it will be almost full. Not only that, Find X3 Pro also uses the highly sought-after AirVoc wireless flash charge with a power of 30 watts. So the phone will be full power after only 82 minutes of charging. It also supports wireless reverse charging of other devices, such as iPhone and Bluetooth headset. You will not be the only one to get a happy and smooth charging experience, because this will also benefit your friends. Last but not least, let's talk about the system. OPPO's ColorOS has always emphasized fast, stable, and economical products. This time, ColorOS 11.2, based on Android 11, is no exception. Its style focuses on borderless design and a customizable dark color mode that improves user comfort for long-term use. And the rich color of 10-bit gives the interface and wallpaper a more artistic sense. Function-wise, the main features are smoothness and efficiency. AI pre-launch can quickly load your commonly used applications, and FlexDrop helps to realize multitasking window operations. What's more, Google customized the star function of three-finger translation exclusively for OPPO to enhance one-click translation. In addition, ColorOS has also received security certifications from authoritative privacy organizations ePrivacy and ISO. In short, Find X3 Pro, equipped with ColorOS 11.2, is more exquisite, more convenient, safer, and provides smoother experience. In general, in this 10-year ideal production of Find X3 Pro, we have seen OPPO's efforts to implement its brand belief in technology for mankind, kindness for the world. The embodiment of beauty on the curved body, the technological revolution in color rendering, and the repeated polishing on configuration optimization. They all highlight OPPO's ultimate pursuit on the Find series. OPPO not only makes Find X3 Pro's product strength more powerful in every way, delivers to customers OPPO's understanding of technology, aesthetics, and the future, but also provides the entire industry with an excellent example of producing products, functions, and experiences. It is undoubtedly a great honor for technology enthusiasts like me to witness such a high-level flagship model. I believe that OPPO will bring even more and greater surprises to the industry in the future.